Okay.
Hey,
Our
good
live.
morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. UXFlow in the
Good
house.
night from my area, but good morning and good evening from wherever you're joining from.
Here we
Awesome, guys.
are.
So
We're
first
gonna
of
do
all,
the UXFlow webinar. How are we gonna create
he's the
marketing,
master.
branding, UI designs? Sarah Parker's here at Kuva Media, and the super founder Kartik Sharma. What's up?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Amazing, amazing. First of all, I'm just coming up from another live, so if my voice is a bit like coarse,
You did a great job
Understandable.
on the other one. I was watching the other one and
awesome, awesome,
trying to get like a pre-look at the UX flow, behind the scenes.
awesome,
So now I know what questions to ask later. But first,
awesome,
before we
awesome.
get started, I always have to ask this, and it's important. I've known Kartik many years, like we were talking before backstage during the COVID years, where everybody was selling video tools. Remember those days? I
Yeah.
want to know what made you start. Where's the origin story for UXFlow? Why did you create this tool? Like, you were always a collector like me, and now you're building apps. What happened?
So yeah, I'll share that. Like, so for me, one thing that I realized, like, of course, Canva has been the go-to tool for years for creatives, right?
Mhm.
First, it was used to be Photoshop. Then Canva came and they kind of took over the market from Photoshop, right? The promise that they were selling was, we're gonna reduce your time for creative generation from 2 hours to 30 minutes. That was their goal, right? And right now I think they are trying to go in the AI direction. They are trying to do something that side. Hey Patrick, what's up? They're trying to do a lot of things, but still their approach is not AI first. So I didn't see a really good AI first design tool, and that's
Mm.
why I started building it. And I saw it like in my own workflow, right? I will go to ChatGPT. Like, how many of us are doing that? We go to ChatGPT or Nano Banana or Gemini to create some kind of an image, right? And then we kind of modify it later in some different tools. And I was like, okay, we all are doing it probably, but we don't have a environment where we can actually bring everything together and do it in one go. So that is the
Mm.
reason why I started working with UXFlow. That was the goal basically for me. I was trying to solve my own problem, and yeah, probably end up solving for others as well.
And what was the challenge with using the workflows that everyone uses? So when you're using Ideogram, Nano Banana, what was the specific issue that you encountered that made you do this? Like, we know why, but like what specifically is lacking in just like, why don't I just throw in a prompt?
So yeah, one of the biggest thing, I'm not a prompt learner. I'm not really good at memorizing. Although I got like aced my like this thing high school and all this, but I can't remember 1,000 prompts, right? So it's impossible
Mhm.
for a single person like me. Like, and I think for anybody, we are not designed that way. We can cram so much information. We don't remember prompts. Probably we can save it somewhere, but for us
Mhm.
to recall it at the time that we need it, it's impossible to find. So I have some prompts in Ideogram. I have some prompts in I don't know, like Gemini. I have some prompts in ChatGPT. So I was like, okay, why can't I bring everything together in one
Mhm.
system so that users have access to everything that they have generated before in different models, and they can reuse the same prompts and use those as templates to create new designs. So that
Awesome.
I was trying to solve the whole problem, like as in the creative problem for AI generation, and that's how the goal for UXflow started. Of course, at the time went by, I started seeing more problems with
Mhm.
how the agencies deal with creatives. So I started solving those problems as well. So probably once we go ahead in the live, I'll show you the kind of things that you can
Yeah,
do inside UXflow. Very excited for that, and let's do it.
Yeah.
that'll be helpful in particular because I think now we have a couple of different segments in this audience here. We have professionals that are design professionals, or maybe they're brand managers. We have a lot of freelancers and solopreneurs. And then we also have agency owners. I'm an agency owner. Um, and when looking at this tool, I think it hits the needs of all three. So let's definitely talk about that when we're going through it.
100%, hundred
It,
percent.
people waiting for the
Morning.
walk through.
Hey
Yep.
Trevor, how you doing, bro? Trevor is saying been waiting for this big walkthrough. Awesome, and I think I've been waiting to show it to you guys
Yeah.
as well.
Hmm.
And I'm like that person. Like I can focus on one thing at a time. Either I can focus on improving the tool, either I can focus on marketing, or so.
Mm.
What I did today, I like today is gonna be the marketing day, so I'm gonna be doing back to back lives. I'm gonna like spend my whole day doing that. So that's what
Nice.
I'm doing right now.
Smart. That's smart. Block your days off. Don't see, this is we're already getting into business and professional tips here from
Yeah,
Kartik. So
yeah,
don't
yeah,
do a bunch of different things in a day. Try to block, your marketing one day, your
yeah.
workflows another, sales another. Smart.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I do think like we humans, we like to believe we are multitasking creatures, but we are not. We suck at
No.
Well, the
that.
Yeah.
AI is supposed to help us, right?
Hmm.
We suck at that big time. And the thing is, the faster we realize it, better I realize it too well. Like, for example,
Hmm.
when I'm working really hard and my girlfriend isn't getting any messages, I just tell her the same. I'm not multitasking, so don't expect that from me.
Tall boy is asking,
Absolutely.
are there YouTube videos set up already on your channel or YouTube tutorials?
I'm planning to do that, as I said, right? Like, so we launched just about 9 days back,
Hmm.
and it's very less time for me to actually like do all the activities. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to set up systems for that. So probably in the next 1 month, you will see like a dedicated channel. You'll see a Discord group. You'll probably
Hmm.
see like a bunch of tutorials and like docs as well. So we are planning to build everything out, right? That's the goal. Are there
That's
any YouTube
awesome.
videos?
And
Awesome.
I'm a technical buyer, so there's a lot of different what we call psychographics of buyers of audiences. Some of them are people that buy based on social proof, like recognition, referrals, things like that. But I'm one of the rarer ones. I am a technical buyer, so if you can get those tutorials up, I think that's going to help a ton with
Yeah.
conversion,
100%.
definitely. And it's hard to do. Like I'm not that it takes forever to record those, but when you can, that's going to
100%.
help a lot.
100%. Like the goal is that, right? Once we like, so we are still in the development phase, as in we are pushing in new features. But as
Hmm.
soon as we close that, because again, if I make a tutorial and that thing changes, it doesn't make sense, right? So I'm trying
Ah,
to,
yes, that is a
so
struggle. Yeah, you change a
yes,
feature and then you're like, it's not the
yeah,
same.
so we are first trying to complete the whole development flow, and once
Yeah.
we are done with that, we'll go hard into like creating tutorials. This is one of the reasons why people don't see that, and I
Hmm.
think that is the answer that I should be giving. But again, I we don't share the background of what is happening behind the scenes, right?
Which
But
is a lot for people that don't know development. His every waking
lot of
moment is coding. So,
lot of it. I mean, it's bare you barely get time to breathe, man. Like it's like so many things happening. Probably like one thing breaking for some customer. There's another
Mhm.
thing that is not working. Then you have to go and check it. So uh, it happens. But yeah, that's the game, man. You have to enjoy it and love it, and that is what I've been doing for years. So probably yeah,
Mhm.
just love the game for it. So what I'm going to be doing, if you guys want to see a demo, I'll immediately get to the demo part. Is that cool?
Absolutely. Let's see it. Seeing is believing is what I say. So let's check it out.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Just guide me through anything like any particular question that people are asking because sometimes I can't see the screen or can't see the question. So like just guide me on that. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we are back.
Yeah. He seems like there was a little interruption in the wave video. So I think
So
uh,
I thought it was something that I did, man.
oh, I
So
broke
I got worried for a second.
I broke it. My bad.
That's live stream software. It happens.
Yep. Yep. I just
Uh,
unplugged quickly and plugged back in, so we're good.
Hey, Jessica.
so what I have to do is probably I have to restart my because this Brave I have to give the permission to share my
Oh,
screen.
okay.
And I bought this laptop like just some days
Hey.
back, so it's still not configured. So I'll just give me 1 second. I'll
Oh yeah, yeah.
join back.
No worries.
Yes, I did match my background to
Look at
the
that.
UXFlow colors.
It
Yes.
looks
I
great.
am an agency owner, then we do focus on branding. So that was my first thought.
Yeah, my background's chaos, just toys and things.
I like your background though. It's unique. It's unique. I have the basic B background. You've got the Funko.
The
Yeah, I love
Funko,
that. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
there's
got character.
Atlee.
Hey,
I
Atlee.
thought Atlee was going to join us again, but I guess the back-to-back webinars was too much for him. Yep.
Oh
I know,
man.
Sam. I need purple background. I need something purple. I don't have purple. The Batgirl toy is purple. I can.
There we go.
I
There
have
we
that.
go.
That's about it. Just making sure my computer doesn't smoke and go on fire here. Let's see.
Right.
There you go. We're
By the
back.
way, I just noticed, Sarah, I think I like the background. I think you can see the background on my side as well.
Hmm. I
Very
matched
nice.
it to your brand on
You guys,
purpose. I'm a branding agency owner, so I was like,
I'm
let
clashing.
me.
I should just get off the screen. There we go.
We planned it out. We planned it out. So I'm going to be
Much
sharing
much
the
better.
screen. I'm going to be sharing the screen. Let's see. Hopefully it works. Okay. It's supposed to work, man.
Yeah, it should. If you do the share, and then I'll enable it on the stage.
Uh, I don't know, like it's asking me the permission to share it and for
Nope, lost them again.
Probably a permissions thing. Now, everyone, this happens in live stream software. It just, you go to accept a permission for microphone or whatever, and then it's just like gone. So
Yeah.
bear with us a moment.
I think it
Start
should
thinking
work.
about questions you guys might have too, as far as the tool and who can use it, and throw those in the chat while we're waiting
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
So finally it's working. So I was trying to fight with Brave and Brave didn't seem to work for some reason.
Brave was like, "We're trying to protect your privacy," and you're like,
Yes.
"You're messing with my sales here, bud."
Yeah, yeah.
This is why we
So
don't like these live streams, right? It's like crazy. Live streams.
For those that don't know, Brave is a privacy-focused browser, and it will just block anything
Yeah.
to protect you from apps.
so guys, can you see my screen? Like just let me know
We
if you
can.
can see my screen.
Yep.
So awesome, guys. So I'm going to be
Beautiful.
just going through a quick walkthrough of the system, right? So
Okay.
whenever
Mhm.
you log into UXFlow, this is what you see. You see a like input section where you can input and get started with some kind of design. For example, if I want to start with YouTube thumbnail, ads, poster, social media, and web banner, you can just get started from here, right? Of
Nice.
course, you see all your projects here. Like, so there's one of the graphic that I generated for a live that I did like just half an hour back. I was
Love
trying
that.
to, I was trying to do like lives really fast and I don't know how to operate Canva. So I was like, okay, might as well use my software, right? So since I made that, I have to be the ambassador for it as well. So I actually used UXFlow at the same time. You'll
Hmm.
see a bunch of projects, previous projects that we have worked on. You'll see all the templates available inside. Of course, as you can see, the templates, you won't see a mismatch text, right? All the texts are very proper. So while
Hmm.
choosing the prompts, we selected the prompts that were working really well with text generation. So from the get-go, I think you should be getting good replication of text and what you are trying to do.
That's good to know, because crafting. So what some people might not realize about AI models is that each one is a little bit different. So if you had like human designers, for an example, each one typically will have a little bit of a different flavor, or abilities, things like that. And that's the same thing with image generation AI models, is that they respond to prompts differently. Like, I have a short prompting technique that I use, and it works great in some models and is absolutely disastrous in others. So the fact that a lot of the working prompts and the things that work are already built into the platform saves you an insane amount of time, but also learning. And if you're busy enough to be using this platform, you don't have time for that. So this is really nice.
100%, 100. I think that's the whole thing. Like for us, I see every business owner is better spend their time creating something than learning prompts, right? That's what we believe. And
Hmm.
that's why we are trying to make the whole job easier. So there's a My Templates section as well, where you see all the saved templates that are generated inside, right? So you can create any kind of templates and save them inside your workflow so that you can just reuse them later. So I'll go through and like work on the template section later, but let's go and check the workflow section, right? Because that is what a lot of questions that I'm getting from a lot of users from all the demo calls. Like I want to see the workflows, right? So let's go ahead and
Hmm.
like just show that.
And we do have one question here in the chat, here from Jessica. For those of us that are new, can you explain what this tool is really quick with a little backstory? I'll recap super quick so we can get into the workflow here. But basically, it's a tool that helps you with ad creatives and social media creatives. It's going to be more focused on the ad creatives. And if you've ever used Canva, for those of you that are familiar with that, it is a basically an easy tool for non-designers. Designers use it as well, but this is like the AI version of that. So it is easier to use, it's faster to use, and a little bit about the backstory. Kartik does, started with what we all do, where we hop on an image generator and we're putting in different prompts and hoping to get images that kind of look the same, but they never do. And he was like, you know what? No, we're not doing that. I'm going to code something where we get consistent quality and effective, deliverables from AI. So he has taken AI's capabilities and he has curated the quality. And I'm going to let you get into the demo here, but I just want to say, as an agency owner, as a designer, I love this infinite canvas setup because it's what we're used to working in when we're working with Adobe products, Artboard Studio, even
Yeah.
Framer. I
Yeah.
love this infinite canvas. Helps you keep your ideas organized and
100,
cohesive.
100%. And I think like one of the like I probably borrowed ideas from everywhere. I borrowed ideas from like the VV. There's VV is a very famous tool that designers use for like working with graphics. There's a bunch of different ideas we take from different tools, and I try to make it as easy as humanly possible for a layman like me or anybody to get started with like workflows, right? So
Mm-hmm.
workflows, like how do you define what a workflow is? Workflow is a creative process that you can set up one time and you can run it multiple times. So a very simple example would be thumbnail generation. So you probably hire a designer and you ask him or her to create designs like thumbnail design for a new video that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you can actually automate the whole process using this just three or four nodes that you see inside? So you just have to give the input, this is the input, and you get the output like this. So yeah, that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to make your job as easy as possible, like because not
Mm.
everything has to be difficult, and the whole purpose of a software is to make your life easy. When we build softwares, we don't build softwares for like, okay, like we want to give it to somebody. We build softwares to make the life easier for people, and I think that should be the
Mm-hmm.
goal for any software that we build, right?
Exactly. No one wants to buy software. No
Yeah.
one, like, if you really think about anything that you purchase, you don't actually want to buy it. You
100.
want the problem that it solves for you, whether it's a hair product or software. No one wants to buy anything. So definitely understand what you're saying there.
Yeah, 100%. I think like it's if you are able to solve at least, even if you are able to solve one problem with this tool, I think my
Mm-hmm.
I probably won, right? Even if there's just one problem that this software can do, probably like the thumbnail generation, I think I've won. You don't have to go and use any other features inside. If you're just happy with this, I think I
Mm-hmm.
probably won, and you've won as well. Because for designs like this, I think Sarah, you are a designer. How much price do they charge for thumbnails like this? Yeah.
So we are definitely a premium branding agency. So we do full packages. We're not like Fiverr where you can order, a quick thing or anything like that. So we are definitely more of a, if you engage with us, we'll say you're getting an entire marketing campaign or an entire branding package. So it's kind of all wrapped into one. That's why I like this because we aren't doing one off little things. We're doing entire concepts that need to be cohesive. And that's why I was excited about UXFlow as an agency owner. I was like, this is great. Keep our,
100%. 100%. I think
campaigns cohesive.
for Sarah, I can see like an immediate use case. You can like set up custom workflows for your clients. They
Mm-hmm.
might have a different creative process, and you probably use different creative process for designing things for them. And you can
Yeah.
immediately use AI for this, right? You can immediately start using it, right? So that is the whole goal. Like that is the whole goal. So this is a very simple workflow. I'll show you an example of okay, like how the generation works. So when you go and you click run, you see the cost of the workflow is just 22 credits in our system. So there's basically like around I would say it's 10 cents or less than 10 cents, or probably like
Mm.
0.05 cents or something like that, right? So we'll run the workflow and we'll see the output of what you get right in the end. So you'll see all the nodes that are processing. You'll see this kind of processing option, and when this output node is processing, you'll see there's some kind of a rainbow effect that this node is being worked on, right?
Mm-hmm.
It does take some time for the image to come back from the server. So because we are sending the request to Nano Banana, and
Mm-hmm.
then Nano Banana is sending the image back to us. So that it takes some time. So probably I don't know why it created my mouth as black, but yeah,
Mhm.
that's how you play
That's
with
AI. You
different.
got to work with it.
Tall boy is asking if you could create a loud egg thumbnail highlighting this event. That's like, I don't know if you
Awesome,
have time
awesome.
to do that.
I think probably like there's something we should definitely try, man. It sounds like a good
Mhm.
idea to me. So like again, you can work with different workflows, different variation. If you don't like something, you can
Mhm.
rerun the workflow again so that you get a different output as well. So you can always run the see. Probably this one is the better one. So I choose this one and like just get started with it. And
Looks amazing.
you can see a history of all the design that is generated by as well, so you can just use them or like save them later, right? So this is just
Mhm.
an example of a very simple workflow. Now let's go back to a more complex workflow. Like if you go and if you're an agency owner, probably you are not working with the easy workflows, you're probably working with the more complex ones, right? So in that example, how do you work with a more complex workflow? uh, is the internet gone on my side, or what exactly is it?
There's a question here in the chat. Looks like Colin has to run. Yes, there will be a replay. So if you go to the Loud Egg YouTube channel for sure, you just click on lives and it's going to show you all of the past lives. So you go enjoy your meeting. We'll be here in the replay for you when you
Yeah,
get
see ya,
back.
Colin.
Okay, so my internet is a bit choppy. Again, it was raining yesterday, so like, don't mind if it like sometimes it's
Yeah,
like
mine
lag.
is too, and I'm in New York, and it hasn't been raining. I don't know what's going on with my internet.
You know, yesterday I had like booked like back to back 10 demo calls with 10 different people, and my
It's a
internet is
lot.
horrendous,
Maybe it's your
horrendous.
computer. Your computer's hurting from all the meetings, and
I think it should be like my computer wanna like just like get a new parent, right? Like it's
yeah,
not happening.
if it starts going on fire or smoking, that's when you have to be concerned.
Yeah,
And we
yeah. So
should
this
we
is
should definitely cover in a little bit. Let's cover which models are integrated, and then I would love to touch a little bit on privacy and security of using AI models, not of UXFlow necessarily, but just in general, if you are working with client data in AI models, what that looks like to do it ethically.
100%. 100%. So right now we are not limited by like model options. We are just limited by the APIs that you guys use. So I'll
Hmm.
show you quickly. Show
Oh,
you. You
thank
can
you,
also,
because I have so many APIs that I love to use. So,
yeah.
can you tell everyone what an API is? Because I
So
think a lot of
API.
people are just learning what they are through AI.
Awesome, awesome. So API is basically like I'll give you a very simple example. So once you buy a car, right? You're buying a really good car. It has all the engine, everything, but you still have to put the diesel or petrol or gas inside, right, to get it working. So API is exactly the same thing. Like you bought a really nice car, like it's like a Mercedes, it's like a McLaren. You bought UXFlow, but for it to work, you need the engine. In the engine, you need some kind of a gas. So API is basically the gas for you. So you put in the API keys, and after that, all the magic that is happening in the UXFlow that will start happening automatically. You don't have to do anything else.
Hmm.
So once you plug in the
Yeah.
API keys, we have the instructions inside. So you can set up API keys at different platforms. You can go to the different platforms, set up a API key, get the API key from there, and just input your API key here. And you should be able to use all the features inside the app without paying for it. The reason we can make the lifetime deal work is because we have this option, right? Because if we were
Yes. Yes.
100%,
Hmm.
because if we were selling credits, it's not a very sustainable option. As you can see, I don't know, there was this deal sometime back on AppSumo, and they actually were selling credits, and they just completely changed the terms, right? I'm not going to name,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'll give some background to people too that aren't familiar with what an API is. It's so I kind of explain APIs and webhooks as connectors between apps. They help apps communicate. So just like if I'm speaking English and someone else is speaking French, we need a translator because we don't speak the same language. We have the same ideas and capabilities, but we don't speak the same language. So an API lets apps communicate and also brings additional functionality from one app into another, which is what UXFlow is built for. And so you go to your favorite AI models, could be Ideogram, Nano Banana, whatever that looks like. Hugging Face has a lot of models, Straco, and you bring what's called an API key, and you pay, 30 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents, depending on the rates. You pay for every time that you use it. And also for those that are not familiar with what a lifetime deal is, it's when you pay once for a software and you use it for the life of that software. So
100.
to make lifetime deals sustainable and to make platforms sustainable, it makes a lot more sense to build a tool like this, like UXFlow, that saves your prompts, organizes everything, and provides the capabilities. But you then pay for actually using the AI models. And it's not always that, it's not, exorbitantly expensive. I pay about $20 to $40 a month with heavy use. So
100%.
that
100%.
that's kind of the just for people that don't have a technical background, that's what an API is. If you have no idea what you're doing, just message me. I will walk you through it. Don't worry.
100%. 100%. I was trying to keep the definition like more layman,
Yeah.
but I think you gave a really good definition as well. So
That's
I
why.
was
That's
I've been
going.
why
asked that a lot.
I
So.
always invite Sarah to these because she like smartens it up. Kartik, I
Oh
like your
gosh.
explanation
Yeah.
because you keep it simple for me.
And
Yeah,
that's because I'm my other business is sort of in the legal field, so I have to explain very complex topics, but in kind of layman's terms. So maybe that's where I got good at it. I don't know.
you explained it really well. I like the like how you explain it. Amazing. So let's go ahead. Like, so I showed you the workflows, right? So let's go
Hmm.
and see a more complex workflow, right? So we saw a thumbnail workflow. Probably like you just set it up one time, you can run it 1,000 times after that. You just change the input and you can get the image generated, right? And
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of people selling apps for that. So they sell like a thumbnail generator. But if you have UXflow, you don't have to get a separate app. You can just set up a simple workflow. This workflow, by the way, is available inside. As soon as you purchase it, you'll be able to use this workflow inside UXflow, right?
Hmm.
So the cool thing is like we are trying to make your job easier, so we are giving you as much what do you say ammo, right, as we can, so that you can actually just attack the problem that you're trying to solve, right?
Hmm.
So let's go ahead and see a more complex example of a workflow. As you can see, like, is anybody find this scary a little bit, like all the like things going here
I
and
love
there
it.
and
I like
Yeah,
mind maps,
it's
so
set
I'm a
up
fan.
like a mind map.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
like
set
it.
up. It's cool because like anyone that has worked with design software will be familiar with this. For those
yeah,
people that haven't, the apps that are going to be kind of in this concept are going to be like Miro, which is
yeah,
a mind map software, which
yeah.
helps you connect ideas visually. So I think this is going to be accessible for pretty much everyone.
And
Once you
Rabbit
get
Holes is
familiar.
the newer one too that has kind of the
Hmm.
similar setup.
Yeah, yeah. Rabbit Holes, I think it's a very nice software. It's a very good thinking software. I look at Rabbit Holes as a very good thinking platform. But for execution, I think they still haven't got down to the nitty gritty and of those things. Like you can do
Very nice, Jessica. That's awesome. Jessica
automatic.
says it looks like some of my comfy UI workflows. Instead of this being scary, it feels comfortable and like home. I love that. That's
Awesome, awesome.
fantastic.
Tall Boy's asking if you could start from scratch. I mean, I don't know if you can show the first node
I,
or
I can I can probably start that. Do you want me, guys? How many of you want me to start from scratch and like build a very simple workflow?
I think that'd be helpful. Let's come
Okay.
up with a concept and throw it in there. You guys help us. If you want us to do the demo, throw ideas in there.
yeah.
Throw ideas in there and
Let's
we'll
see. Let's see.
build some
I'll
kind
see.
of Frankenstein idea together.
Cloud Ag workflow. I'll
There
just
we go.
keep it name it like that, right? Okay, let's start. Let's just throw in some ideas that what can we work with, right? I'll
Hmm.
put a text prompt. So I'll probably explain while I'm building the workflows. I'll tell you what the different nodes are for, right? So we have divided nodes into two categories. One are the input nodes. Input nodes are the one where which act as basically input, like
Hmm.
understand as like you basically understand it from the get go. Some kind of a text input or image input or a brand DNA.
And for
Let's
anyone
go.
not familiar, an input is when you give a program or software, you give it information to work with. Just for anyone not familiar with the technical terms.
100%. So basically, if you want to feed something to something, right? That's you're feeding something. You're feeding some kind of information. We call it input, right? So that could be a text information, that could be a brand DNA information, or it could be a image information. So you can upload an image and feed that data two nodes that we call the execution nodes. So these nodes that you see, which is the AI text node, AI image node, and AI video nodes, these are execution nodes. So basically, what is the execution node? Execution node is a place where the execution actually happens. Imagine you take input and you connect it to the execution and write something like, okay, uh, Joey flying through the mountains. I don't know. I'm just making some things, right? I'm making things up. I have no clue what I'm doing with that, right? So, like, okay, I choose a model. I say, okay, yeah, text this thing. I'll select GPT.
That's a lot of models. Holy cow.
Of
I
course,
was not
of
prepared
course,
for that. That is a lot.
of
It's
course, of course. So
fantastic.
we are
And this
trying to
is all
do
through the API, all through the bring your own key, like how many models you have. You have to connect them.
100%. Like if you just connect, it's like you just bring in the API keys and we give you access to everything inside, right?
Okay.
You just bring in your, we have GPT over SS, which is free. So you basically don't have to pay for any of the API usage as well. So like you can like just play with it, right? And like try to use models that are free as well. So that is something cool that you can do, and like you can add in a brand DNA. For example, right now I'll take the Nike because I was playing with the Nike brand before, and I love Nike as in general. They make good shoes, so it created some kind of a brand DNA. It picked up some kind of images for Nike. I can add okay, it picked up a color. Probably like we might be able to give you options to add colors as well. Right now, it just picked up
Hmm.
a black color for Nike, but we might have options to like you can actually change the colors as well, right?
I'm
It could,
like
yeah,
freaking out happily inside seeing all of these branding controls because
yeah.
just to speak to the use case for the average, like say freelancer or professional or solopreneur out there that might be considering using this, um, the biggest thing that I see as a branding and marketing and design agency owner is that a lot of small businesses do not realize, and even designers themselves do not realize that you need to have consistent branding, and it goes a lot deeper than that. But just even making sure that the fonts are the same, the colors are the same, etc., is very important for cohesiveness and consistency. When you break that cohesiveness and consistency, you create confusion, and confusion kills conversion. So, just a quick lesson on that.
We got a couple questions. I mean, we're going to answer most of the questions towards the end, but
Mhm.
Tall Boy wants to know, is it important to be as descriptive as possible in the prompt? Like
Oh, that's helpful because I suck at
garbage in,
prompting.
garbage out. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'll give you. See, for me, I was trying to make it for like really dumb people like me, right? Like I don't want to get into learning
Like
prompt.
me, guilty.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a lazy prompter. I'm just,
Of course, I don't want to learn prompts. So we created something called prompt enhancer. So if you
Mhm.
don't want to learn prompts, you can pass your prompt through the prompt enhancer, right? For example, let's do that. Instead of like using this, we'll use a prompt enhancer to prompt like improve our prompts, right? That makes
That's so
sense.
nice. Yes, that's so convenient.
So we can just add the prompt enhancer here, and you can add the kind of a brand here, and then you can actually like Joey flying through the mountains wearing Nike, right? I created just kind of a random sentence,
Am I
right?
in a plane wearing the Nikes, or I'm just flying?
Just fine.
Which ones do you like, man? Like, did you who
I
should
think
be
I want to
that?
be in a plane. I don't know if I could fly yet. Where
Okay,
AI hasn't helped me fly yet. I'm working on that. That's my
so
next.
so
That's my next app.
so let's do that. So like we ran this node. Did you see that? Like so something happened. We actually click
Boom.
run, and we immediately get a really good like proper prompt, right? Now this prompt would be a really good prompt to give to Nano Banana. So we'll take a AI image node, which is a execution node. Again, anything that you see with AI in front, these are execution nodes, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll differentiated a input node and we are differentiated like a execution node like this, right? So you'll be able to see that. And then you can select any different models. Like for example, I'll choose, let's choose Nano Banana. Nano Banana is again very fast. I like it. And we should be able to do something with it, right? Okay, let's do this.
Does it have the Nano Banana Pro, or is it just
Uh,
a standard?
of course, we give you the API access. So if you integrate FAL AI, it does give you access to Nano Banana Pro as well. So like imagine it created Joey flying.
Hey,
Look at that.
look
Look
at
at
me.
that. That's
Wow.
fantastic.
I'm over the Alps. Yeah, it looks like I'm over the Alps. That's when I go to Croatia, I fly over the Alps.
There we go. There we go.
So we got the Joey flying wearing Nikes, right? So again,
Mhm.
there's a very simple example. I didn't want to make it too
Yeah.
complicated because we are just starting, but this is
Yeah,
like how you can create a simple workflow and like how you can run it again. You'll see, like now you see what is the cost of running this workflow, right? Before you
that's
run it,
nice to see.
you see
Mhm.
like 20 credits will be spent. So I'll probably run it again. So you'll see the input feeding inside the prompt. Then you'll see the input going in from the prompt enhancer. Then you see the AI image node being executed, right? So you'll see like
Mhm.
in the end you'll see, okay, there's another image that we got, right?
That's
So
awesome.
so these kind of things that you can do easily, like again, it took me less than like probably 2 minutes. If I was not speaking, I probably would have done it in 1 minute. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
you get the gist, right?
No, that's great.
So
Yeah, and we have some great questions stacking up in the comments. But
yeah,
before we do wrap up the live, we do have some time yet. But I definitely want to touch
guys,
on
guys, we can
um,
actually post the
proper
deal
use
link.
of AI
We
models
can post the
at
deal
some
link
point.
as well. Joey, have you
Mhm.
posted a deal link? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
the
I've been
com-
sharing this one, the slash special. Is this it?
awesome, awesome,
And if
awesome.
you want to
Love it.
share
Love
it in
it.
the comments, you can, yeah, copy and paste it in the comments.
I think it'll be impossible for me to see the comments and give her
Yeah,
this demo
yeah.
at the same time. So
Mhm.
I'll
I'll
put them
probably
in.
like probably just focus on the
Okay.
demo part. Probably. Cool.
And we'll
So
put a
how
link
do you
in the
guys like?
notes when we're done too. So we'll make sure you guys get the link for sure.
Awesome, awesome. How do you guys like the demo, by the way? Like any kind of show of hands, anything that you like, didn't like? Because I would love to get some feedback, right? Again, I created the workflows for myself. I don't like to get into anything. I don't like to get into like the complicated stuff. I wanted
Yeah.
to build something really, really simple that just works. And as you can see, it's not just one thing. You don't have to stop at images. You can create videos as well. So you can make the workflow as complex as possible, or you can make it as simple as possible. So I'll show you a complex workflow, right? A complex workflow would look like this. So this is a real example. Oat Story is like a perfume brand by one of my friends. He deals with like the Dubai kind of luxury perfume, like kind of like those kind of perfume. So he wanted
Hmm.
some kind of a UGC ad for his product, right? And he was trying to do that. Okay, he's like, okay, let's try this. So we input the product image, we got the brand DNA, we gave a basic text prompt, then we used an AI enhancer to create a UGC for it. So basically, you give it some kind of a system prompt inside where you can actually tell it, okay, I want a UGC prompt because we're going to be creating UGCs after it, right? So it creates a UGC for you. And then,
Hmm.
as you can see, the image that is generated very much depends on the model that you choose. Like Ideogram V3 is very nice. We use it a lot for
It's
like
my
very
favorite.
realistic. Yeah, very realistic. Yeah, it's nice, right, Sarah? I think
Hmm.
ideogram is like loved by designers because it's very
Yep.
realistic sometimes, and it's more real. And
Yes. It's
again,
definitely one of the more premium models out there, but it
Yeah.
is one of the most quality if you're looking for realism.
100%. So what we did was we like just look at the input, right? We gave it the input that we want an influencer for a brand and perfume Sabaya. So like the AI was smart enough to pick the right kind of influencer. Imagine like we are selling this perfume in Middle East, like Dubai or something, and the perfume is like probably a white person holding it, right? Probably won't make sense for that audience. So we have to make sure uh, the ethnicity is maintained and that AI is doing a great job. So at the time when we actually give it the system prompt, we tell it like, okay, whatever that you're doing, you have to study the prompt
Hmm.
and like see the website, and then you have to create it. So I'll give you all these prompts. You guys don't have to worry. Probably by the end of next day, we'll be adding these kind of prompts for you guys, so you don't even have to actually learn, and we'll probably just use it from here.
That is
So
nice. And I will
yeah,
add too, there's one thing that you might want to consider is service-based brands. That is a huge gap in marketing. So my agency services high-ticket, premium service-based brands um,
100%.
that they really struggle with their marketing in general and even their
Makes
sales, explaining what they do to clients. And
yeah,
most of the marketing products out there, the marketing agencies focus on products.
yeah, yeah,
And so I would
yeah.
suggest it may be built in there already, but just for people using it and for a wider audience, you'll want to think about too if there's some workflows that you can build in for service-based businesses, which is
100%.
completely, yeah. Kanisha has a fantastic service-based business, and it's really hard to think about like, how do I sell this visually? You know, it is
100%.
a discipline in and of itself, which is why we
100%.
focus on it. But
100%, 100%,
mhm,
100%. So basically, what I've realized is like from our side, we have provided all the tools that you would ever need to create any kind of workflows, right? So these
mhm,
workflows that I'm creating for product-based businesses, I can probably use the same workflows to create services. For example, thumbnail generation is probably a service, right? It's not a product. So you can probably sell that as a service if you want to your clients, or probably a
mhm.
more complex kind of service workflow. And
Well,
that
more
is
like if you're an attorney, how would you use this? If you were, like I said, my other business is in the legal field, so we have very different ways of creating these workflows. So more like the end user, if you will, for the service.
100%. Like, so again, like I'm trying to collect as many use cases as I can right now. So from the
Hmm.
feedback that I'm getting, if there's some kind of improvement that we can do inside the workflows, more than happy to integrate and like just make it more useful for you, because the goal is that like we want to make the software as useful as we can, right? And if
Hmm.
it's useful for you, it's a win for us, and it's a win for you as well. So if the customer wins, we win, and if we win, customer wins as well, right? So it's a dual this thing, right? So again, since I'm showing you a demo right now of product based, it doesn't necessarily not every workflow has to be a product based. You can like very well build it for any kind of service based business. Probably I would need an example from your side to
Hmm.
actually implement it, and in the next slide or the next to next slide we can cover that, right? Does it make sense?
Well, I think we should cover so that I mean, there's so many things we can cover as far as use cases, and I feel like those would be amazing to get into
Yeah,
in your like tutorials that you do for your channel. I think for
100%,
the
hundred
purpose
percent
of this live, let's cover really quick, and this might be a little bit more in my wheelhouse, but let's cover really quick basically ethical and what would be the word compliant use of AI models. Um, so I think what a lot of people don't realize is that AI models, a lot of them, if you don't set the settings properly, they will use your input and images to train their models, which, some people are like, I don't care. That's
Makes
fine.
sense.
You can do whatever you want to with your information. But if you are working with client data, if you're
Yeah,
working with something called NIL, and this is a little bit more on the legal side, name,
makes
image, and likeness, which in lawsuits right now are becoming actual property that
makes
companies
sense.
have to compensate people for. So if you
Makes
use my face, I'm suing you,
makes
people
sense.
out there. No, just kidding.
Makes sense.
But basically, name, image, and likeness is your face, your likeness, recordings of you, that kind of thing. So if you're using client data with AI models, you want to ensure a few things. One of them, that you have their permission to do so. We
Makes
even
sense.
have an AI clause in our contracts if we're using AI. Um, like some of our, let's say our professional clients might want AI headshots because they're like, I'm too busy. Can I give you some selfies? Could you make some AI headshots? Sure.
Makes sense.
But our agreement will we will notify them of the risks and what we do to safeguard their data when using AI.
Makes
And we have a clause in our contracts that actually explains, hey, you're letting us use your name, image, and likeness in this manner for this reason. And
makes
here's the precautions we're taking. So you really want to think about what data you're putting into artificial intelligence models.
And you should have a clause
Yeah.
also for ideas, because I'm doing some creative things with AI, more on the tech side of it, like scripts,
Hmm.
movie scripts, stuff like children's books. You put that info in there, even though they say like it could be protected, not with your
Hmm.
tool, Kartik. In general,
yeah.
ChatGPT or Claude,
Yeah.
your ideas may show up for other people asking for ideas about writing a children's book or something like
You
that.
know,
So anything
Hmm.
that you want to keep close to the vest, do not
share
put
with
the
AI.
full script
100,
in there, because
100%,
it's
100%.
open. And once these copyright
Yes.
laws come out, if they do, yeah, everyone's ideas are it's gonna be the Wild West. Everything's out there, so
So,
Yes,
so,
be careful,
so
folks.
absolutely. So you want to make sure that IP as well, name, image, and likeness, and your IP is covered in your contracts if you're
Yeah,
using client data with AI models.
good point.
100%.
So really important to think about. And when you're using the API, now you want to read something called a privacy policy and
Yeah.
terms of use for the apps that you're using. And that explains what they do with your data.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, with a lot of AI models, if you're using the API, it often does default that they don't use your data for training, but you always want to check before bringing your API over and using it with even your own data or a client's data. So it's just something to
100%.
think about. I'm the only person that talks about this, but
Important. It's important.
yeah.
We have you for this, right? So
That's
that's a
why you're
good
here.
thing. So
Mhm.
for to keep us in check, right? We don't get like too hallucinated with AI. I think like Sarah is there for us to prevent that, right? So, anyways, I'm gonna quickly get into the demo of like what the this
Yeah.
kind of a video was created by AI. Again, if we talk about all the compliances, and I can probably spend like days talking about it. Like I know the background of how Chat GPT and like all the different models were made. So if I go into those things again, it's like a rabbit hole,
We'll have
so
to
to
do
say.
more demos. We'll have back to back to back to
Yeah.
back demos.
Yeah, there's
There's
a
so
whole
many use
session
cases.
probably. There's a whole
Yes.
session on this.
We could do another one on just that. Yeah.
So basically, like I'll immediately show you. So we basically gave it three inputs, which would be the brand DNA, which is a text prompt, and like a uploaded image, right? And we wanted to create a UGC ad, which it did. It created like a simple kind of a UGC ad where this girl is like just holding the bottle and there's just walking, stuff like that. But what if you want something more complex, right? So like the whole goal is probably you don't have simple needs and probably you want to create more complex workflows. Of course you can do that. You can actually like set up a AI execution node, give it a proper system prompt to create ad scripts for you, right? So it will be able to
Mhm.
create ad scripts. So this is a basic TV commercial and this is an Instagram. So I'll first show you the Instagram commercial, right? This is written by a creative ad. Of course you can name your execution notes as well. So I named it creative ad director. Of course you can name it anything. You can name it Joey, you can name it Sarah, anything that you want to name. You can just name it, change the names, right? So but you, it makes sense. You basically, this execution node, it has some kind of an input instruction like a system prompt, and it gives you output based on that. So you'll see a output video.
Very nice. She's even wearing mehendi. That's nice. It's even getting cultural context in there.
See, in the beginning, I mentioned it's like about a Middle Eastern roots and all this kind of stuff, right? So did you see the
Mhm.
background and the girl they choose as well? It's again, it's the Middle Eastern, right? And why
Mhm.
is that? Why is that? Why do you think is that? Because we are feeding it the UGC data as well. So it's using that UGC data to create these ads, right? So that's why the ads are very much on point, right? So
That's fantastic. So you can really, this is a little bit of a mini masterclass, or idea or concept to run with, in that when you're creating your creatives with a tool like this, you
yeah,
want to be thinking about the demographics of your clients, and
yeah,
then if it's a product, and then if it is a service-based business, you want to think about the psychographics more heavily of your clients when you're
100,
creating your prompts.
100%. Okay, some people are saying they are unable to check out. Don't worry, guys. If you have some kind of issues, don't worry. I'm gonna help you out later. There's a chance the coupon code might have run out. We shared a coupon code and it was immediately sold out some time back.
This sold
But
out fast, guys, really fast.
again, the more demo I'm showing, the more we are selling them, because again, like
Mhm.
people, once they see the value that this tool provides, I don't think anything like this has been on LTD till now. So that is
No.
the problem that we are trying to solve, right? We are trying to give you the full control of a tool that might be usable for you for years to come, because we are only limited by APIs, and APIs are going to keep on improving, right? We are giving you all
Mhm.
the tools that you would need to work with those APIs. Our goal is very simple. We want to make your workflow as simple as like we can, right? And APIs, AI APIs are going to keep on improving. So
Yeah.
your outputs are going to become better and better, right? I'll
Mhm.
show you something pretty cool. Like somebody of you are hungry, like I was hungry some time back. So I created
Now I'm hungry.
so I created these kind of graphics.
Yeah.
Like I just took a burger image and I say like I want to create like like fiery spicy burger, right? And it
Mhm.
created these kind of art graphics for me. So from the get go, you will be able to create good graphics. So when you use this kind of a floating input, right? We automatically enhance your prompt, so you don't have to worry about enhancement with the workflow. Of course you have to add the enhancement not like node. But with
Mm-hmm.
this playground, you don't have to worry about that. So I'll explain you the difference between what a workflow is and what a playground is. Workflow is where you go to build complex creative processes, and playground is by the name as it comes, you come to play with your ideas. For example, you have some kind of idea that you are planning to play with and like work with, right? You will come to the playground and you can immediately start working with your ideas. You will have access to all the templates, you have access to all the image models or video models and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask it to create multiple variations, right? You can create up to 4 variations till now. For example, want to create some kind of ad, and I want to do like, okay, let's do this, right? uh, Joey and Sarah talking about AI compliance and security. Cool. I think like that could be a good topic. Probably something that we should go. So next time, if we become really popular, Sarah, I'm gonna invite you to like give a session to all the like people who are gonna be using the tool. I think this could be a very useful session, right? For a
Mm-hmm.
lot of folks, because when we are building with AI, most of us are very naive. We don't know what we are doing, right? I think like we do need
Yeah,
that.
marketing doesn't teach us. Marketing just doesn't teach us, how to use these wonderful new tools.
Yeah,
It's like when we learn how to drive a car, we learn the traffic laws, we learn how to take care of the vehicle, all of those things. We buy insurance for it. But since AI is so new, the technical knowledge is just not there yet. So I'm glad that we had a chance to talk about it because the privacy and security aspects are not always covered with AI marketing. I would say
100.
not at all. So
100%. See, we as marketers, we really don't care because again, we understand this. Like, if you are on Facebook right now, probably all your data is being mined, right?
oh yeah.
As
Oh,
so,
that's a reminder if for everyone, by December 15th, I believe, be sure to go into your Facebook settings. It is buried, but go into your Facebook settings and turn off the setting that lets Facebook train AI models on your data. Just a heads up.
so
Let them train it from my profile. I don't care.
Yeah.
I got
I mean, at this
nothing.
point, my info's out there. I'm
I
kind
got
of screwed,
nothing
but
good
for
on my
those that
profile.
are more private.
Okay, so amazing, man, amazing. So, like from my perspective, I see this thing like it is a problem, and a lot
Hmm.
of the people are not talking about it. It might
Yeah.
become a problem. Probably at that time, it'll be too late for us to understand the significance of this.
Yeah.
So, but I think the image is generated. So it's like Joey and Sarah discuss AI compliance and security
Love that.
about this thing, right? So it's basically like something, whatever prompt that you give it, it will create something. You can change the images from here.
Hmm.
There's an image option. You can add image that you want to add, and you can ask it like change the girl to this, change the
You could
guy to
face
this.
swap. You could do like Nana does.
Fantastic. A
Yeah.
lot of these image generation tools do not allow you to granularly edit like this. So this is
Yeah,
fantastic. I love this approach. This is
hundred
exceptional.
percent. So what we are trying to do is we're trying to make it as easy for me. Like I think if it makes sense, there's some design processes that just
Hmm.
have to be simple. Like editing is one of it, right? And if editing is complex, like imagine you're talking to Nano Banana, you're like change this, change the hair color. Why are you not changing the hair color? Why
Yeah.
are you changing the
Very
mustache? Why are
private.
you adding mustache? It's like so irritating,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For us, we want to make this whole process a little bit easier. So
Hmm.
what we do is we provide something called advanced editor. And advanced editor, you probably like can annotate and like do something like, okay, like change this or remove this or like something like that. You can ask it to do that.
Hmm.
You can actually like drop arrows and say, okay, instead of this, add
Very
like
nice.
some kind of thing.
That's
So
cool.
just trying to guide the AI,
Guide
right?
it
So
more. Where the other tools, they
Hmm.
just kind of say, "Hey, you enter the prompt," but it doesn't know where to do it, and it adds it to Sarah's
Yes.
picture instead of mine. Yeah, that's
hundred
cool.
Yeah.
percent.
That's
So
cool.
so what we are trying to do again with AI is doing a lot of things, but we have to guide the AI. Look at AI is like a like high school kid, right? It probably knows a lot of things, but still it needs a lot of guidance as well. So that's why
Hmm.
the tool is built to provide all that kind of guidance, right? And
Yeah.
I'll show you something really cool. So
And we
like
are coming up on the hour. I do want to make sure that we hit
Yeah.
the questions in the chat. They are stacking up. So there's quite a lot of
Let's do it.
questions. Some of
Let's
them
do it.
are demo related, so we may not have time. We may have to do another live. I don't know. We may not have
Yeah, I don't know how
time
much
to
time you
cover
have, Kartik.
the demo related ones. We can't get into all of that right now, but I do want to make
Yeah.
sure we at least hit the questions. And
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Don't worry about it. Joey and Sarah are really good, like host. So if there's a like enough demand for it, probably we'll do another session.
Yeah,
Uh,
and ask us questions in the chat on YouTube and Facebook, and we will get
yeah.
back to you if you have questions.
Did you want to
So,
Subscribe.
show
yeah.
something else, Kartik?
Subscribe to
before we
Loud
do
Egg, right?
questions?
Loud Egg is like
Yes,
the.
Loud Egg. Did you want
Okay.
to show one more thing, or you want to go right to the questions?
So what I can do is like, okay, like there's no end to it. If I keep on showing the tool, it just goes like so quickly. What I can do is again the brand
Mhm.
DNA thing. It makes sense. The same way we did build brand DNA in workflows, you can create the brand DNA here as well. You just
This
go to
answers one of the questions in the chat. There was someone that was asking about that.
Yeah.
If they can control the branding, it's right here. Also, if you are using certain fonts, now can you upload your own fonts, or is it integrated primarily with Google Fonts?
100%. So we do allow options for you to actually like input
Mhm.
your like fonts as well. So I'll just take an example with Armani.
So with this, with licensing, so again, I own a premium branding agency, so I know a bit more than most people are kind of familiar with. But if you're using any paid fonts from independent type foundries, now Google Fonts is free for commercial use. They don't care what you do with it, essentially. But if you are using licensed fonts from a type foundry, a lot of them have in their contracts that you are not allowed to use these fonts in AI models.
Oh, okay,
So be careful of that. Same with images that you're using.
okay,
AI technically is not generative. It is a image rearranger. It takes data that it's given. So if you are using reference images, make sure that you have a license to use that image. So just like we
100%.
talked about permission with name, image, and likeness of using your clients, images or faces or data, you also want to make sure that any fonts or assets that you're using within workflows, you have a commercial license to use, and that commercial license does not bar you from using it with an AI model. Just putting that out there for everyone.
100%. I think for us, we do prefer the Google fonts first. Like we
Mm-hmm.
try to give you the access to the Google fonts because again, with AI, there is a hit or miss kind of thing, right? AI is not able
Mm-hmm.
to replicate the prompts that you give it. So we try to give it the Google prompts first, which are very similar to your prompts. And that is the thing with like designing with AI. Probably in the future, it'll be much better as you can see with Nano Banana Pro, the
Mm-hmm.
designing and the like refined quality of what do you say text has improved a lot. So I'm just hoping in the future models the quality will only improve, right? So this is only going to
Yeah,
get better. So you are
absolutely.
seeing you're seeing right now is the worst that you're getting. In the future is only going to get better. So that's a very good silver lining for you. This is
Mm-hmm.
probably the worst design you see. Probably in the future it'll probably like 10 times better than this what you're seeing right now.
That is
So one
beautiful. Let's hit some of these questions for sure, because we only have a few minutes left here. There's a lot
yeah,
of questions in the chat, so I want to make sure,
100%.
we can't do the demos for all of the questions, but I definitely want to make sure they get on
Yeah,
the screen so we can get to them later.
Tall Boy wants
100%.
to know: do we get unlimited access, or do we have to pay for the AI to prompt? Is it bring your own key? It's bring your own key.
That makes it sustainable, guys. You want BYOK.
So of
Mm-hmm.
course, like once you bring your key, you have unlimited access to the app. And another thing, like I probably haven't revealed this anywhere, we're gonna be launching a Mac OS and Windows app as well
Oh,
for UXFlow.
nice.
So like once you have bought the license, you'll be able to use it inside your computer. You don't have to probably go and log into a browser or something like that, right? So we are
Mm-hmm.
using Electron for that, and Electron by the get like from the get go works on Windows and Mac. So probably much smoother, even right now the website is very fast. Look at this; it's so
Yeah.
smooth,
Mm-hmm.
crazy fast. Like because we have designed with the goal, like of course it's a lot of images and everything. It has to be fast. You can't be slow in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even the servers that we are using very like good quality servers. They can scale up really like high if they want to. If the traffic is high, if the demand is high, they
Mm-hmm.
can scale pretty good, right?
And for this
So
question, I think he might mean hugging face. I think autocorrect
No,
King,
there's
or
Higgsfield.
is it
There is
Higgsfield?
Higgsfield also, which
Oh,
has the
okay.
API. But I always thought Higgsfield would be a competitor. But Inder was
Yeah.
mentioning that there's an API open source or something going on with Higgsfield, right?
So
Kartik?
so our goal is like whatever open source models that are available, like I'm not telling it anywhere, but like there's a chance we might be able to build our own API interface. So you
Hmm.
probably be able to use our API interface from the get-go, and you don't have to worry about integrating like multiple different FAL AI and all this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because
So
we want to make
put it in their roadmap. If you have a roadmap, please link that. If
100%,
people can do feature requests. So if you guys have any questions about specific models, we'll
100%,
make sure that Kartik links that for you, and be sure to
100%,
put your requests in their roadmap.
Budget
So cool.
gourmet
100%.
cook. Since we pay LTD, why do we have to pay AI? Other companies separately, why don't they add monthly credit for us?
For sustainability, you
Yes.
do not want your LTDs to offer you monthly credits for AIs. And this is why.
See,
The
if
pricing changes like crazy, and we need to make this sustainable and keep it around.
Yeah.
100%.
So,
100%. I think Sarah got it right from the like first answer. Like if you actually, if I do plan to give credits along with it, this won't be LTD. I'm probably selling an annual license. If you want an annual license, I'm fine
mhm.
with that. I'm happy to give you an annual license for this if you want that, and probably give you a good pricing than all the like other tools that are available, because we are not doing like a high markup on credits. Probably our markup is just 10 to 15%. All the other tools, they probably do around 30 to 40% markup on the credits that they get from providers. So we are doing from our backend, we are just doing 10 to 15% markup on the credits. You're getting a very good deal still, and you're able to use all these tools. And we are only gonna like keep on adding more tools. If
Mhm.
there's like just 5 or 10 more minutes, I can probably show you something really cool that I haven't shown anywhere.
We
I think
have a
like Joey
lot
is
of
a very
questions. I want
Yeah,
to
well,
make sure
yeah.
we hit
I
the
mean, how much
questions.
time do you have? That's all. I
Yeah.
want to make sure you have the time.
Yeah, Joey is a very good friend of mine. I've probably known him for like, I don't know, years, 6, 7 years, right? So I just want to give him like some kind of a treat, right? So this is
Mhm.
something that we have been working in the back end,
Oh,
and this is not shown anywhere, right? So this is like we are working on something called editable
Oh, I
templates.
love this. This is nice.
oh wow.
So
Fantastic.
so
Mhm.
basically, you will be able to create UI designs inside our app
Oh,
at
it's
some.
like Figma.
Ah,
Figma,
Yeah,
but AI powered and easier to use because Figma
hundred
sucks.
percent,
I'm
100%.
sorry.
It might
As a
take
design person, Figma sucks. I don't like it. I
it
like the
might take
idea of it. This is better.
very
it
cool.
might take some time to come out because we are still testing again. Like I was trying to recreate
Mhm.
this and it created this kind of thing. Like, so of course there's some things that need to be fine-tuned, improved, and everything. There's but like this
Mhm.
thing, once we launch it, will be there. So our goal is to provide you as many tools as we can, and you basically don't have to pay for us if you're buying a lifetime deal. Completely depend on you. If you can just use the API, if you're not comfortable with the API, we have really reasonable like annual and monthly plans, so you can just go ahead and subscribe there as well. So it completely depend on the use case of what you're trying to do, right? So this is called a UI builder. So whenever you want to create any kind of UIs and apps and all that, you can just come here and play. You can export. You can see the this kind of a thing. Like I don't know why it's not showing this. Okay, you can see the
Huh.
HTML. This thing you can just copy it
Ah,
and
love
Oh
that.
wow.
so
Gorgeous. And that just downloads as a TXT file, right? When you
yeah.
download.
So in the future,
Perfect.
what we are planning, you will be able to like just export it directly to Figma. So whatever things that you
Mhm.
designs that you do generate inside, you will be able to just take it to Figma, right? So that could include like
Beautiful.
UI designs, that could include poster design, that could like include anything, right? So we are trying to do that from our side. So cool, guys.
Inder.
That's it
Inder's
for the demo. From
asking about custom variables. Um,
okay. So custom variables and where, like where exactly do we add custom variables?
yeah,
I
I guess
think he's
yeah, remember.
thinking perhaps a lot of people had a lot of automation questions.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think it's probably related to that. Like if we have, yes, it's similar to that, but maybe a little bit better and easier to use, I would
Funky.
say.
Yeah, more of a control
I
plane.
think with the automation based questions, a lot of people are going to think about how can I automate this, and having some kind of variables. Well, first off, do you have like an API or webhooks, or do you have that planned? Because a lot of people
We
will want that.
100%. So we are actually planning like some kind of a API and MCP as well. So
Hmm.
you should be able to integrate our tool with any of these providers, probably in the future with Claude Code or with any of the Zapier or something. Like, we do provide webhook support in the future as well. We have planned that out.
Awesome.
Of course, because with workflows, I do think it makes sense so that you can trigger a workflow from an
Hmm.
API call and you are able to get that output and like, yeah, uh,
That's
get it
beautiful.
somewhere, right?
Can you
So
extraction from Pinterest? That's what he's asking.
I think like,
That would
yeah,
be scraping, and we
Yeah.
don't know if you have permission to use those
it's not
items. I
legal.
don't
Like,
know.
of course, you
I
can
don't
do a
think so.
lot of scraping. We can scrape like even like we can
You
scrape
should
the
scrape on your own. Don't ask UXFlow to do that for you.
yeah.
That's against the terms of use of a lot of
Everyone's
platforms. Plus, you
asking about
don't know if
this
you have
one.
the right to use those images.
Also,
Yeah.
integration with Straco. I know, Kartik, you got that question before, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we already integrate with Strico. If you have a Strico API, you can just integrate the Strico API here, and you probably
Awesome.
can still use a lot of like text and image and video models from the starting, right? You don't have to buy any kind of API after this, right? So if you just want to use the Strico models again, but it comes with a caveat, right? Strico is not the best at updating with the latest new
Yeah, they're not always
API models. So
Yeah,
they
they're pretty
do
behind.
they
Hmm.
yeah, they do take time to update their API, which I can understand because they're trying to build the tool, and API is like again a kind of good to have for them, right?
Hmm.
But like if you really want the latest and the new APIs, I would suggest to go with FAL API. FAL API is again, that is what Strico is using in the backend. Strico is an amazing tool. Nothing on Strico, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a very nice tool,
Oh yeah.
very well designed, very good team as well, very polite people. But again, while you're working with like this kind of advanced workflow, sometimes you do need the latest models, right? So, and that's why we are given the option to integrate FAL API, like which gives you the latest model access, right? So that's about it from the demo from my side. Any kind of questions, I'm happy to answer. Of course,
Hmm.
there are 1,000 other things as well inside. Like once you get inside, just book a demo call with me. If possible, I'll get on a call with you, help you out with your own workflow. I like to talk to people because it gives me a lot of ideas to work on. Like, okay, this is what we can improve, right? So
Yeah,
We
and
still have
there's
a few more
a lot of
questions if you want to.
Facebook and YouTube. There's a lot of amazing questions, and there will be. We're going to keep an eye on this. We are not the type of people that do a live and then we're done. If you
Yeah.
have more
Oh
questions, we're
yeah.
going to watch this live, and so if you're watching a replay, throw your questions in. We'll come answer those later. So
Do you want to answer a few more, or you have to go?
I have some
so
time. So if you guys
so
have time,
so
I'm here.
I just like stopped the live stream. That is that okay? Like I
Oh yeah,
stopped
yeah,
the
that's fine. Just
Sounds good.
questions. That's all. Yeah, if you have a little more time, let me know when you have to go. And the
100%.
Tallboy wants to know Gemini Pro account. Do we still need to bring your own key? Yeah.
Gemini Pro. So right now we do integrate with Open Router. Open Router immediately gives you access to Gemini, to OpenAI, to Anthropic, to a bunch of different models. You don't have to like specifically go and do that. So you can basically just integrate with Open Router, right? That is something that you can do. That can I upload
Patrick
those? That's
has a good question too. I normally cut
amazing.
ads that catch my attention. Can I upload those ad creatives into UXFlow for inspiration?
100%, 100%. And like, so we do love like getting inspiration. I would say like, yeah, for inspiration, 100%. Don't copy the ad, but if you want some kind of inspiration from some particular competitor, 100%, go ahead. Like you can go and ask the design agent. So I didn't show that part, but there's a chat agent on the right hand side where you can go and ask, okay, give me the exact prompt to recreate this ad graphic. So you don't probably have to go to chat GPT. You can
Hmm.
just go and ask
It's
the
all
chat.
in the tool.
Everything
That's
is in the
nice.
tool, man. I don't want to go
Hmm.
back to like after I built UXflow, I haven't touched ChatGPT or Gemini. Like I'm not doing
No
that.
more.
Yeah.
If I buy the LTD version, there's no AI to connect, meaning it doesn't connect to API itself. What can I do? You
So
need
if
the
they're
API.
not using an
Yeah.
API, I think you need
Yeah.
For
one.
buy version,
Yeah.
there's no AI to connect. So
You need the gas.
so
Yes.
for the tool to work again, it's BYOK. Like just
Yep.
like there's bring your own booze, you have to bring
Hmm.
your own key here, right? So like until unless you bring your own key, you won't be able to make the best use of it. Of course, if you just want to look at the designs and admire the tool, of course you can do that. But if you want to execute with the tool, I would say like of course integrate some kind of API key inside, right? It could be anything like Open
Yeah.
Router, FAL AI, or like
Hmm.
again, I'm giving you so many options. Some models are very cheap, some this thing are very cheap compared to this. I would love to know the difference between UXflow offers compared to rabbit holes. Amazing
Different
question.
concepts,
Yeah.
totally different concepts, I
So I
would
think
say.
let me answer it again. Like so, Dan, rabbit holes. How I look at it, it's like a thinking tool, right? Like it's designed for thinking purposes. Imagine you have some kind of a research purpose that you're doing, and you want to connect like different context to your research. Okay, this is the thing that I want to implement. Probably you'll use rabbit holes for that, but UXflow is the execution tool. Like once you have done the thinking, now you have to get down to the down and dirty part. You have to execute your campaign, want to create graphics and stuff like that. That's when you come to UXflow, right? So
Hmm.
UXflow is designed for this use case where you come and execute. Of course, you can do the thinking part as well. We do provide a design agent where which you can communicate, but we are not primarily a thinking tool. We are focused on the execution part and creation part.
Okay. Is
Hmm.
there documentation or guidance on which models are preferred for desired outputs?
It's a good
Guys,
idea. You could do like some blog articles or help desk articles on this, because this is a whole, and they change too. Like, like let's say they do an update to a model, now the model behaves differently. So this might be a
100%.
running
Something
thing.
to do, yeah.
Good for Discord.
Yeah.
Good for a Discord group.
So I think like yeah, we are planning a Discord group. We are planning like some kind of what do you say? Um, of course, an email newsletter where we'll be updating like the latest and the best of what is coming in the models as well. Of course,
Hmm.
before I started building this tool, I was following AI very closely. Like what are the new models that are coming in? As you
Mm.
would see the updates in my group as well. I was posting every. I think Joey, you are in my group.
Yep.
Probably. So I was posting a lot of things like, okay, this model came, this is what it can do. So before building it, of course, I was doing a lot of research. So I'll probably start sharing some kind of best practices and best things that you should be doing while working with UXflow specifically. And like, yeah, I think you can learn from a lot from other users and how they're using it. But at the same time, since I build the tool, I have the responsibility to make it as easy for you guys. So I'll be sharing that. Uh,
Hmm.
So words that create complete workflows. You have a lot of plans, right, Kartik?
Yeah.
so like, are you talking about like you just write down a prompt and it create a complete workflow for you? Is
Yeah,
that something that you're
I think
asking?
that's what he's. Yeah,
I think like that's very much doable. Like because again, like we have gave the option to create manual workflows. It's just like our AI now needs to understand how to work with those internal nodes, right? If we actually tell it, okay, this is how, this is when you use this node, this is when
Hmm.
you use this model, probably it's able to do it. But again, I would suggest uh, never depend on AI 100%, especially
yeah,
in the beginning.
Yeah,
Uh,
AI is still like a designer. It needs a design brief. And the more
it's a kid.
information and context you give it, and that's your job as a professional to up your game. The more context you give it and the more information you give it, just like any designer, um, the better it's going to perform. But also, there are templates. And so I think that's what he's looking for. There are templates already built, so you can lean on those and you're good to go.
100%. So Phil asked a very good question. Is there a prompt and answer, but with JSON, like how people use? So Phil, I'll tell you something about it, right? So I study a lot about like which prompts do better with creation, which prompts do better. So I did study JSON prompts, and to be honest, in my experience in my testing, I didn't see much difference between outputs generated by JSON prompts and the normal well-written prompts, right? So if you can actually create a well-written prompt like in normal English, probably as good as an output as a JSON prompt. So you don't have to worry about that much. We are trying to remove that thinking part from you. You just use the prompt and answer, and it will improve your whatever small prompt that you're given into a very well-written prompt, right? So don't worry about that.
For people not familiar, JSON is the type of code architecture. So he's taking the complexity out of it for you, so you don't have to learn JSON. You could just use plain English.
100%, 100%. We want to make things easier, not more complex. Train
You
Laura.
don't need your own LoRa model. So Jessica, I know Jessica, she is just diving headfirst into AI, training her own models. You
Amazing,
don't need to train your own model. You can
amazing,
use the API from any existing model. There's a lot in that list. And again, if you
amazing,
guys have requests, throw that on their roadmap for any
amazing.
API integration requests.
Do you
By
know?
the way, loving the questions. I think Joey have created a very good comedy, man. It's like
Yeah, there's
get
some good questions, good
Yeah,
people
you
here.
guys are awesome.
Eggheads are good. Yeah, do you have webhooks so that we can connect to other tools to send the output? Uh,
yeah, that's in the roadmap. We will be launching
Perfect.
webhooks, probably like about a 2 or 3 months period for us to actually do that because there's a lot of things before we just want to complete the build part. Then we'll
Hmm.
work on the integration part right after that.
Yeah, and I prefer webhooks just because they are easier to integrate than APIs. You don't have to wait. APIs are complex,
Makes
but
sense.
yeah, webhooks are my favorite.
100%.
Philippe wants to know, can the flows be triggered?
I think yeah, that's what the webhook would be for.
Yeah.
So once
Mhm.
we integrate webhooks inside the system, you should be able to trigger a workflow by whatever like this thing. Like so, you can actually do that, but not right now. I would say.
Which is better
Exactly.
for creating social ads directly in a workflow or a normal Canva?
Normal canvas, okay. What I would suggest, if you have some kind of a repeated workflow where you create like same kind of ad graphics, probably use a workflow for it. But if you want to like test your creativity and like test out a lot of different variations, you should go and play in the playground canvas, right? That's what it is for. Why is it called a playground? Because you go and play and like then save
Right.
some templates on whatever that you like, right? And workflow
Mhm.
is a defined kind of notes you use to create a particular creative process, and that's it. You can run it again and again.
Phil wants to know if you could bypass, is there a bypass feature just to
Oh,
test
so you can
one
just
segment?
test like one node. I'm guessing that's a.
One segment of the flow.
And can we clone the workflows? That's another thing he asked.
Of course, of course. So from the get go, we did allow this kind of a option. Just like with Anatan, you can just copy the JSON and you can import it anywhere. We have this option, right? So you, if you only in our app, to be honest, if you're using our app, you can copy the JSON from any workflow that you're using and just paste it directly, and it will just appear like that, just like Anatan does, right? So we have that from the get go.
How many templates do you have? I guess you're
Uh,
adding templates all the time, right?
Yeah, we're planning to like our goal is to add about 1,000, 2,000 templates like within next 1 to 2 months. So like again, we are going full like head with the marketing of this, right? Like again, we
Mhm.
wanna give you any kind of template that you would ever need in the future with regards to the marketing campaign that you're running. We have covered a lot of common use cases like Christmas, Black Friday, and a bunch of like this thing. But we're gonna be adding a whole lot templates, and I'll tell you something cool about AI. Even if it doesn't have a template, the way that we are working on it will create a template for you. So you don't have
Mhm.
to worry about if there's a template or not.
Okay.
We're already enhancing the prompt in the backend so that it's creating a new template every single time. So you don't have to worry about how many templates are there. You just have to worry, are you getting the output that you are looking for? If you're getting the output
Mhm.
that you're looking for and it's just getting better over a period of time, that's how you should be happy with that.
Can you upload a reference image of a design that is on the internet? Just
I think yeah,
yeah,
should be super easy, right? I showed you AI
yeah,
Image Studio. You so you what you can do is you can upload an image and give it a prompt like this is our brand, this is what we are trying to do. Create a ad graphic using the first image as a reference. So
yeah.
that is a very simple thing that you can do, right? Like just go to AI Image Studio and like you can do that.
But be
Five.
ethical about it. Don't be
Yes,
ripping
ethical. I was
people's
waiting.
faces
I was
off the
waiting for
internet.
Sarah.
Don't go to LinkedIn and take someone's headshot, or
Or Sarah
you
will
know,
come after you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you're gonna get sued
you're gonna get
mostly.
sued.
But just be ethical about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boz wants to know any more solo licenses. I know people have been
So
asking.
so
That sold
so
out so fast.
so I don't know. I don't know if it's sold out already because we just opened it up some time
You
back.
opened
Like
again,
Oh,
right?
good,
Yeah.
before
good.
I opened up the live, I was pretty sure that I'm going to open up the solo licenses for you guys. I think I'm just hoping it's not sold out again, man. Like because I just loaded. Let me check. Let me check for you guys.
Yeah, everyone's asking
I'm
for
checking right now too.
and then the Kanisha,
There's a
tell me.
little bit left. 175 out of 200 sold. Now, I'm not
So
a FOMO person, but
this
think about
this
it.
counter is not. This counter is basically like probably not updating. It updates in a like some kind of a time period, probably
Yeah.
every 2 hours or something. So
Mhm.
whatever that you are seeing might not be correct. Probably we have actually hit the. So if you are seeing this kind of an option to not check out with solo, probably it's sold out. But let's see. Let's try.
And Kanisha wants
I,
to know
I
help
can
her
go ahead. I
understand.
can go ahead. It's working
Okay.
for me. It's working for me.
So it works. Okay. The ecosystem which UXFlow lives, what would we have to pay monthly for similar functionality? Like, I don't even understand what
Doesn't exist.
subscriptions this would be replacing. Because it's,
UX
I
Flow
think the
is
BYO
unique.
key, yeah, bring your own keys, yeah, with the subscription,
At
people are
least
probably
all in
confused.
one. I would say if you're purely looking at this of like all the different functionality, because there really isn't. I haven't seen a tool like UX Flow at all. this is unique. And
100%.
I'm not
I mean,
saying that
free pick is
just
similar,
because.
but free
Yeah.
pick doesn't have a lot of the stuff you've added here. And then free pick, I don't think I have a
Hmm.
BYOK in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's like Canva, which would be paid. All of
Yeah.
your AI image models, you're going to have to be paying for those
Well,
API
the way
anyway.
things
But
are moving, I've switched away from
Mhm,
doing yearly subscriptions, well, even lifetime deals. But with this one,
mhm,
having the BYOK and you kind of pay as you go, it's good. It's more sustainable and everything's changing month by month. That if you sign up for like a yearly for next year, it might
mhm.
not be worth it by spring. So with
100%.
what you've built, Kartik, it's just like you kind of every new model that comes out, we just add it and add the fuel as we go. So you made the
100%.
shell, you made the car, and
100%.
the only thing that concerns me, and I think
Yeah.
it's been mentioned, Atlee, is with security.
Yes.
And I have friends that
Mm,
are vibe coding as well and doing all these great apps, and I'm just
100%.
nervous about that one part, the
100%.
security. I know you mentioned in previous webinars, you have good security on this baby.
100%, 100%. So when I started, it was just a concept. It was just an idea. I think like probably Sarah picked it up. We started working with this on Replit. I was
mhm.
testing out something. I was trying to
I
create
saw that
something,
in the
right?
code. I did take a
Yeah.
peek.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome for you to actually do that, right? But
Yeah.
as you can see, the complexity and the thing that is built out. Of course, we have to take all the source code from Replit, work on our local systems, and actually then build the app on top of it, right? You
Okay.
can't build an app like this probably on Replit. It's too difficult. We have
Yeah.
probably like so many lines of hundreds of thousands of lines of codes right now inside, right? It's almost
Mhm.
impossible for an online IDE to manage that. So we did have to actually work. I have backend engineers who actually integrated the whole system so that we have good security in place. Even the keys that we are storing, we are using the best encryption out there, like AES2 that is
Good.
available. We are using the best encryption because we know it's our responsibility when we are storing keys for users. We
Mhm.
have to save it the best possible way, right? And we do use some kind of bot protection as well. We are using the best servers available right now for scaling as well. So you see the app is very smooth. There's a reason for that. We are using the best premium servers and best premium databases, so you don't have to worry about like anything else, just your workflow, whatever that
Okay.
you're trying to
What does
create.
data governance look like? Now, obviously, our friends in the EU, sorry, your regulations are out of control. But what, if any, what privacy frameworks does this match up with? Is it GDPR compliant?
100%.
It's a lot in the
So
US now. You know, that kind of thing.
100%. So we use something for backend for storing all the assets and everything. We use something called Bunny CDN, and Bunny CDN has a
Bunny is
bunch of,
awesome.
yeah, Bunny is awesome.
Mhm.
We love that. So Bunny has a bunch of like different storage containers. So we have storage container in Europe, we have storage container in US, in Singapore, and a
Ah,
bunch of different places. So your data, like wherever you are coming from, your data will be stored on the nearest container, right?
okay,
So
so it's local to your region. So if I'm located in the US, then
Oh, it's great.
my container there is going to be US based, etc. So that's helpful. It's helpful.
100%.
Erlen wants to know how long are you going to plan to sell this lifetime deal before going subscription?
I don't know, man. Like my goal was to like just sell 200 licenses and be done with it, and that's the thing. But again, like I'm open to suggestions. Ken and we were supposed to discuss this, right? And Ken is on a holiday, so I'll give him that, right? Okay, like you enjoy the holiday. Once you come back,
Yeah,
we'll discuss,
figure
right?
it out.
Come back, kid.
So like yeah, so we'll probably like once the Ken is back from the holiday and
Uh-oh, did he freeze?
Oh, we have a
the
freeze.
Okay, it's
plans.
on me. Okay.
There we go.
uh,
We've got you back.
Anisha, will all the features be included in all the current plans? 4K, is
Amazing.
that only an agency?
So like again, like since we have to make sense of like our resources again, every kind of different integrations requires a lot of resources on our
Yeah.
side in the back end, right? Like imagine if we
Hmm.
integrate with Fal AI has over 150 different models, and probably some model has different parameters, some model works differently. So for us, it is a lot of like back end testing and like this thing in the for us, right? So for of course we are limiting Fal AI access only to the agency models, but you can just use Open Router and Strico from like the solo plans, right? So solo plans do have access to Strico and Open Router as well. If you don't plan to use Fal AI, even Open Router has access to image models and like text models. They are planning to integrate a lot more models as well because they want to go the all-in-one API route. Previously, Open Router was not that; it was just a kind of text model aggregator, but now they are like focusing on the image, video, and all the different models. So in the future, I'm hoping they will have access to every single model that you see, right? And that is our goal. Like we are trying to make it makes a business sense for us to provide the features. And again with 4K, as you say, like why 4K is limited. 4K, every single image that you see is like around 10 to 20 MB. And if we provide that option, right, to everybody, probably our servers are like completely congested, right? So we
Yeah.
want to kind of keep it to the like probably the higher tiers, because probably for people who would need it a lot, agency usually have those needs, right? They want to create print
And
designs
the
and they want
user
Mhm.
seats, obviously, what like Kenisha's
Yeah, and even ideation. Like, some agencies, may even use these in their workflows for ideation, not necessarily the actual output as something that's a deliverable. So knowing about the storage would be really nice too. Like, where is it stored? How do we access what we've generated? Does it disappear when we generate something in a node? Stuff like that will be helpful to know about.
So we do keep your data. It's not disappearing anytime soon. We do have like this kind of a library storage limit, right? So you
Hmm.
probably once you hit that limit, we might like give you, okay, like you probably have to purchase a storage add-on to actually like get use more of it. If not, like we probably have to think about like, okay, we'll give you like, okay, 60 days or 100 days or 200 days. You have this time, you can download all the data that you have previously, so that we
Like
can
a
actually
data
start
retention
storing.
period kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
of course. Because many times, like probably you worked on a project like 5 years back, and you probably need that data. That data is redundant for you, but it's good to have, but it's probably not used. So in that sense, of course, it makes sense for us to not keep it. But
Hmm.
I think like once we hit that limit, we'll think about it. There we still haven't hit those limits yet, but yeah, once we get around to that, we'll think about like ways to counter that, right?
Any plans for vibe coding? Unes wants to
Any
know.
late future plans for full white coding?
To add for because you have UI design as part of
Uh,
the platform.
I don't want to take business away from Easy Site and other tools that are coming in, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably,
That's another good site. Easy
probably
site. Yeah.
I again like just to let you guys know, I have a vibe coding community that's around 30,000 odd members right now. So
Yeah,
like
Vibe Coders HQ is the
yeah,
Facebook group, right?
yeah,
Vibe
yeah.
Coders
I could very well start like a vibe coding tool and it might do pretty good, right? But I don't know, man. Like for me, like as an entrepreneur, whenever I see everybody going in same direction, I try to run away from it. So when
Yeah,
I saw everybody was building the coding agent, I was like, oh, I don't want to go in that direction. So
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
why I
Plus,
feel like
it's. I mean, people just use Cursor or Claude AI for code or whatever. I feel
yeah.
like those are going to be more helpful. Because if
100%.
you're not an experienced developer like Kartik, you really don't want to be using vibe coding platforms until you learn more.
100%.
And a group like his is great for that, of course.
100%.
But yeah,
Are you gonna
I
do
would
something like
learn first.
with Kittle like for vector art? Tallboy's asking for vector art and typography. Will the UXFlow have this incorporated?
See, like I can't tell you what exactly we are planning, but we are
Yeah,
trying a lot of things, right? We are trying to make sure your whole design process makes sense for you. And it's like again, as you say, right, like when Henry Ford was trying to create cars, it's like if we ask people, they're just gonna ask for faster horses. We're not trying to be like, okay, like something, probably we'll see what kind of things that we can do, and there's some kind of innovation that is needed along the process. We'll try to innovate, right? That is the goal.
Hmm.
yep. So basically, yeah, free pick, Canva, Figma. Erlen,
Hmm.
are there options for us to upgrade our tiers from business to agency? Is it easy to?
Like
So
if they find out they love it and they're like, we need more.
you have 30 days period, like within that you can actually always reach out to me and like reach out to
Mm,
Ken or Swapnil for upgrade options. Yeah, and we'll set up like some kind of upgrade for you, so don't worry about that.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Kanisha wants to know if we can let's see. Is it creative uses for higher user seats? I always benefit from tools that give me a workspace with a lot of user seats. She has 2 VAs, 20 contract consultants. Yeah, she's got a big crew, so many
Hmm.
tools, but she's not sure. Every 25 different people generate images. Do they all need their own seat? Like, can she, I guess, maybe share the account if they're in house or.
See, we don't check that. Like, we are not tracking your IP address if so, like your account is accessed from
Log
here,
in,
or
log out. Yeah.
we're not tracking that. Like, totally up to you, man. Like, we leave it as a fair usage kind of thing, right? If you feel that's what you need to do it, man. Again, I come from the same SaaS
Yeah.
background. If I see some guy like tracking me like that, I'll be worried to use his software. So I'm not gonna do that for you guys. So
All
don't
right.
worry about it.
We the
Yeah.
prompts are stored for later use. Can we
100%,
train? Okay.
100%.
Yep,
Any
in
kind of
your workflows. So that's nice. Yeah.
any kind of images that you generate. So I'll explain you how the playground canvas work. Whenever you generate any kind of image, in the property section you'll see a attached prompt, like what exact prompt you use to build it. So later at some stage you want to use the same prompt, you can pick up that image from the assets, drop it
Hmm.
on your canvas, and you're able to extract the prompt for it, right? So yeah, your prompts are always stored, right? So don't worry about it.
Can this compile different video clips generated by AI to make a full long form video? Is there a
Ah,
limit? 10
That would be a
seconds?
great workflow template. It'd be like scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. That'd be kind of cool.
if we add that, we're gonna eat up every single competition that exists. We're gonna eat up CapCut. We're gonna take every single thing that is out there. Like, so, see, in my mind, it does make sense, to be honest. Like, I want everybody to be in our system, right? Why
Mhm.
send them away when they can actually use our system, right? But I do think it makes sense. It, I think like Kanisha is saying that wasn't what I was asking. Like
Yeah. About
something
the
about.
previous
About
question.
the seats, maybe?
Yeah, the
Or
seats.
I think we didn't get her like question the right way. Can you repeat like what exactly she said?
Let's see. Let's go.
yeah,
It was a long one.
I
any
think
creative.
Uses for higher seats. I always benefit from tools that give me
Can you maybe rephrase it for us? I'm not sure that we're understanding, and I want to make sure that
so
we're
many people
understanding
trust
correctly.
us on pricing per user. I'm not sure we'd ever use 25 different people generate images at home, but I'm pretty sure. Oh,
so.
oh,
I think
I feel like with the
Tony,
workflows, it keeps the consistency. So like no matter who's using it, you know.
oh, she says okay. Well, on
Oh, okay.
Facebook, we'll post about it. We'll start
Let
start.
us know though. Like
I
Hey,
think
just
Tony,
message us if you do have
Make Jen's
questions.
group start a post on this, a thread. We can just jump on that one.
Yeah.
what I understand from her question is she's
She doesn't want
asking,
it limited.
she would probably not need
Yeah.
the 25 seats. I
Yeah.
think that's what she's saying, right? Like
I
why
would rely on the workflows. So no
100%.
matter 1 or 20 people use it, create the workflows and then have them just use that probably would solve, I think, what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
thinking.
Do the
I think like
teams?
the why we are limiting on the seats is like because we know the more the number of people using the software, the more number of generation. So for us, we understand
Mhm.
the more people there are, the more resources they'll be using in the backend system. That's why we are limiting it by the seats. And imagine you're a very big agency, right? Probably who's dealing with like 100, 200 clients. For them, they might have different teams for different clients, and
Mhm.
for them, these seats and like the may make a lot of sense. That's why we have an agency max plan as well. And yeah, I think yeah that if I did understand your question, but again, you can just drop a comment again, and probably like I'll try to understand it
Yeah,
better.
we'll just do this as the last question because I know you guys have been so great to be on here for an hour and a half. Do the team members have different bring your own keys? BYOKs.
Yes, I think like right now we don't limit team members to do that. But there's another like question that has come like recently. Like there's this kind of abuse question that comes in. Like many people, they tend to resell the seeds that they buy with UXFlow, and like because there's you can just input your own key, right? And so we are just still thinking how to bypass that and how to prevent that. We don't want
Mhm.
our software to be abused in any single way, right? It's designed for teams. That's why it's called an agency plan. Like
Yeah.
imagine like if I come and I don't have an agency, but I sell it to all my friends for like 30, $40. So of course at that'll be a special case that we have to look at, but right now we haven't limited that. But in the future, depending on if we see any kind of abuse, we might have to think in that direction.
Yeah, so
Nice.
please don't abuse these LTDs. I know it's unfortunately a trend for people to purchase LTDs and then resell them. And don't be a buyer of those either. You don't know what's happening with your data in those situations. Just
100%.
just just ethically buy tools directly from the
By,
founders
by
or
the
the
by the way,
marketplaces.
if you're buying a resell something, like if somebody is reselling you a license, just to let you know, they can see like a lot of stuff about your thing. Like if somebody is a team owner, they can see a lot of stuff inside your this thing. So that will be a future possibility, because again, as a manager, you have to know what is the status of different projects.
They could
So
steal
just
your idea too.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
yeah.
and this is perhaps why people also need to think about vetting the freelancers and agencies that you work with. You know,
Yeah.
ask them, where is your data going and who do you work with? Because you don't know if there's a freelancer that's doing, you know, account sharing and putting your data in there, and then random people can see it. Like, just be ethical with your use and purchase of these tools. Don't do reselling. Let's respect the founders.
We do have a fair usage policy. Again, like since I come from the same like SaaS LTD space, I'm not going to be super hard on you guys. Understand that. I understand like how the usage goes. I
You get it.
understand how
Yeah.
Yeah.
how the
Hmm.
things work. I understand every single thing, right? But
Hmm.
again, what I asked you, like, see, we want to be sustainable. We want it to be a long running tool, right? We don't want it like for because of some abuse. Have you, as you have seen with like Berrycast, right? Berrycast used to be
Yeah.
a really great tool, and
Hmm.
because of like, of course, I was one of the person who actually distributed. So I know I'm coming from the same as you,
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of
right?
people did. Yeah.
I'm coming from the same background as you guys, right? Probably I've
Yeah.
done it in
Hmm.
the past. That's why I can guide you and say like, don't do it. But I've seen the bad repercussions of like something that you do, right? So that
Hmm.
company didn't survive that long. And I don't think like any tool that I'm buying with that idea that it shouldn't survive. Your goal should be like, if it you buy something, your money should be preserved, and it will be only preserved if the company survives, right? That's the
Hmm.
whole deal, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that answers it.
I
Yeah.
think we got through a lot.
Yeah. We
Thank you
tried to
all for being
fly
so
through it.
active. We have a
Yeah.
lot of viewers still with us, an
Yeah.
hour and a half. This is awesome.
There's the link. I think the pricing starts at $99. uxflow.me.special.
Yeah.
Kuva Media, Sarah Parker, thank you. You're awesome. Kartik,
Appreciate
you ran a
appreciate
marathon today. I think you still have more webinars, right? Are you going to be on again somewhere?
I don't know. Like if I have more juice, probably like 2 or 3 webinars. I don't
I
know.
might jump in and watch a few more.
Yeah.
Well,
But
thank
yeah,
you all so much for
had a
joining
great
us.
time.
Kartik, you've been just an absolute joy. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Same.
Yeah.
Had a great time. Had a
Thank
great time.
you. All
Take care,
right.
guys. Take care.
Everyone, check out UXFlow, check out Kuva Media, Loud
Yeah,
Egg,
see you. See you.
subscribe,
Have a
and we'll
good
see
one.
you.
Namaste. Namaste.
Yeah.
Take care.
Hey, see you next
Bye,
time.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.